On today's episode, we are talking about a man who actually faked his own death to escape death. So you can imagine, you faked your own death to escape death. Today's story is actually very relatable in the present world of financial pressure. The financial pressure is so enormous that if care is not taken, you are capable of doing things that you wouldn't want to do in the first place. On today's episode, we're talking mystery, we're talking betrayal, we're talking psychological pressure that comes with financial challenges. So, with no further ado, let's get right into it. If you are yet to subscribe, please smash the like button, subscribe to this channel. Let's get to it. So they held a funeral, pastors, mourners, coffin, everybody wept. Everybody that was there on that very day wept. Even his own mother collapsed when they lowered his casket into the ground. But 2 towns away, in a small, remote and dusty apartment, the dead man was busy eating roasted yam while watching the 9 p.m. news about his own obituary. To the world, Jide was gone. To his debtors, Jide was buried. But to himself, he was finally free. Well, that was what he thought, until the truth began to surface. So at this point, it wasn't just his creditor he had to worry much about. He also had to worry about what became of his family when he was gone. This is that real story. Jide was 38 years. He was an electronic dealer based in Lagos. He was charming, good-looking, and very attractive to many people. And on top of that, he was God-fearing and well-dressed. But beneath his smile and the good looks, he was drowning in debt. He borrowed to stock his shop. He also borrowed to pay back his debts. And then again, just to stay afloat. He got calls, he got threats from men who didn't knock twice. He was out of moves until one night. On this very night, he was with his friend, a very close friend. In fact, his one and lonely friend. One evening, over a bottle of beer with his friend on the mainland in one of those famous bars, he thought of something and then he thought to share with his friend. He said, "What if I disappear?" So at first, his friend laughed. But you know what? Jide was not smiling because he meant every word. He said, "No jokes, because if I faked my own death, they would leave me alone and I will start afresh wherever I am." So 3 weeks later, the plan was in motion. He was making all plans and all of that with his friend. That is, it was only known to just him and his friend. Not even his family member knew about this. He stopped posting on social media. He deactivated his WhatsApp account. He quietly sold off the remaining electronics in his shop. So as part of his plan, he started telling people that he was sick, hospital here, headache there, from one place to another, just to cover up his tracks. He even got a fake test result, printed, sealed, and stamped. And that alone made people to believe him a lot. So on one Thursday evening, it was rainy. His friend broke the news. He said, "R.I.P. Jide, you fought hard, but God loved you more. Rest easy, my friend." And then he added some crying emojis. Some people cried, some people whispered saying, "I knew something was wrong." And some people said, "Well, it is God that gives, it is God that takes." Everyone in the community believed that he was dead. So there was a proper funeral on his behalf. There was a casket that was laid into the ground. And there was his mother. Unknowing to her, she cried her eyes out and then she was yelling, asking for God to show mercy at her son's funeral. The entire community was in pandemonium and sadness for the death of Jide. Meanwhile, in Abeokuta, Jide sat in a dark room enjoying his roasted yam, alive, alone, and free. So the first few weeks were free and peaceful for Jide because no calls, no threats, no messages, and then he felt like he was starting all afresh. At least he was a free man for now. In fact, he changed his name from Jide to Kunle. He took night jobs and he even shaved his beard to look different. So we can say he totally disappeared from this world. But you know what? Freedom has a price. And for Jide, the price was he couldn't talk to his mother, he couldn't talk to his sister, and his sister was 8 months pregnant. So he was confused. He couldn't even scroll social media because of the fear that he could get caught. Every knock on his door made him freeze. So apparently, where is the freedom? So one day he heard of someone talking to another person saying, "Have you watched that movie of that person that faked his own death to escape death?" On hearing this, he froze for a moment because he felt maybe he'd been caught. So because he didn't have peace of mind, he went back home. He tried several times to reach out to his mom, sending random anonymous messages. But of course, they didn't know he was the one because now he had a different cell phone, he had a different line, he even had a different name. So it was difficult to know if he was the one. So he sent a note to his brother. The response he got tore him apart. The brother said, "Mother hadn't been sleeping ever since you left. Our mother has been living with high blood pressure ever since what happened. And my sister, she named her baby after you, Jide Jr." All of this ripped him apart. So all through that night, he wept and couldn't control himself because all he felt was guilt and disappointment. So for months, he was thinking of how to get back because now he was getting tired. He wanted to see his family. He thought about different ways to get back into the community. Maybe he should just pretend as if he had an accident, he had amnesia, he had all sorts of things. He thought about so many things. Something terrible happened one afternoon. It was in the market square when somebody was taking a very close look at him. He was observing him, and all of a sudden, Jide looked at this man, and then he noticed that it was somebody that he knew. The man challenged him and said, "Jide, or is this not Jide I'm looking at?" For a moment, he thought of lying, but he couldn't. So at that point, the man said, "Oh, so you didn't die. You only faked your own death. Well, every day for the thief, but one day for the owner, because your ghost just got caught." At that point, Jide ran away for so many reasons, for fear and for the shame. The man went back to town. He announced to different people, and you know what they say? Word of mouth is still the best form of marketing because the story traveled far and wide. In fact, it made headlines. On WhatsApp groups actually exploded because from one WhatsApp group to another, you're having conversation about this man that faked his own death. On hearing this, Jide's mother was hospitalized. His sister deactivated her social media accounts because people were now beginning to cyberbully her, trolling her and saying all sorts of things. So it was a very, very sad period for Jide's family because he has finally brought shame onto his family. But between this period, some people were whispering, they were saying all sorts of things, guessing, saying, some even said he was in Ghana, some said he had been apprehended in Ghana, now he's in prison. Some said they didn't even know his whereabouts, maybe he finally died or it was even his ghost that appeared back then. All kinds of stories were flying all over the place. But you know what? Despite the fact that people felt like Jide they knew wasn't an evil person, it was only desperate. But one thing about life is that when you try to fake your own death, life eventually finds a way to bury you alive. So that very night, Jide vanished, or should I say Kunle vanished, and he couldn't return to both his original home and the new home because now he was wanted everywhere. Now here is the real question, which I really want you to answer yourself. If you were to be in Jide's shoes, you are in debt, no help from anywhere, and you are drowning in debt, what exactly are you going to do? Are you going to do exactly what he did, or you are going to look for other means? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. If you are new here, please subscribe to this channel because I share real life stories, and most of these stories are educative ones, and those stories that can help you get better at life. So I'd like you to drop your honest answer in the comment section because I really want to know. If you're new here, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share with others so they can also enjoy and learn from it. Until next time when I come your way, stay safe and God bless. And also, always remember to be nice to people. Peace out. Bye for now.